Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here, and we're back with our weekly recap of all things Injustice for the week of September 16th, 2021, and hopefully this will be the last week I will be doing it solo. The current challenge is, as we expected, a 1-week repeat of New 52 Wonder Woman. Required characters are Deathstroke, Doomsday, and Lobo, available as bronze, silver, and gold. And it's not the easiest entry point, but it's better than requiring hard to get characters like challenge golds. They're all available potentially in store reasonably cheaply. Her passive is Justice League Fury. When Wonder Woman activates a special attack or super move, Justice League teammates receive power. Superman, Batman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman, Martian Manhunter, Cyborg, and Wonder Woman all count as Justice League teammates. She's got 1300 attack, 1200 health, and she was last available November 23rd, 2020. So is she the single best teammate? I think definitely if you're thinking of using Justice League cards on your team. Now, here's the thing. These many years ago, back when she was originally Justice League Wonder Woman, when she was first released, back before there was Tantu Totem, she was just alright. Generating power didn't used to be that easy, and her passive, like every other passive that required specials and bars of power, they just weren't very good. The way it works, the mechanic is her teammates get power equal to half of what she spends. So Super gives up 1.5 bars, Special 2 gives 1 bar, and Special 1 gives half a bar. The cool thing is, unlike other characters who have a secondary effect built into their specials, she's got a secondary effect because of her passive, so that means her specials still do full damage. So her Special 2 does as much damage as any other character who's got the same attack stat, because it's not really secondary effect built into the special, it's her overall passive. So it gives you the best chance of knocking out an opponent with her Special 2, give her power back, and she's just giving more and more power to her teammates. In a really straightforward fight, you knock out the first guy, 2 bars of power. Knock out the second guy, 2 bars of power. Third guy comes on, she's still got 2 bars of power, and now both her teammates have 2 bars of power too, unless you've added something extra to give them more power. And that's because of Tantu Totem. Without it, it wasn't so easy to generate or recover power, and it was Tantu Totem that really unlocked her potential. If you think of her passive as a way of leveraging and magnifying the effect of Tantu Totem, and it is, then a fun way to sort of leverage it even further is to use Man of Steel Superman, where she gives him the power, and then when he drops in to use more power, there's a chance that he's just gonna not run out. So even better is when normally Astro Harness is a bit of a pain when you're facing it, but with her, it's a chance to really sort of power up your entire team if you get lucky. Because the first invulnerability, if it's maxed out, it'll last long enough for you to do 3 special ones. So 3 times over and over, give your teammates half a bar of power. That's 1.5 bars of power for each of her teammates. She still has all her power. If you use Master Death card to give her 2 when she comes in, you use 1 more special 1 to take her down to the next invulnerability, if you're lucky, right? If it crits, if they don't block, then you still got a bar of power, another invulnerability, that's 3 more times. So you're giving a bar and a half of power to each of her teammates again. So by the time that second invulnerability is over, they've got 3 bars of power. And as we've shown in our recent Phantom Zone videos, she's excellent for any kind of tasks that are tied to or can be tied to specials, right? So damage over time effects, damage over time damage, specials, health steals, those all become so much easier when you have her on your team. This is the 26th week in a row that the challenge characters have been following a pattern that originally showed up May 2020. If the pattern holds, Suicide Squad Joker is next. This week's multiplayer reward is the Batmobile. When maxed out, it gives you 25% max health increase. And if you're Batman, there's a 20% super move damage increase. If you're Batman, it gives you a 100% chance of area effect where the opponent's team takes 25% damage from the super move. And again, if you're Batman, 100% chance of 5-second invulnerability after the super move is activated. It was last available February 2021. This is the 37th week in a row of a complete cycle of the rewards. So you've got 31 rewards all in sequence, and then the 6th in a row of a repeat of that sequence. So next week should be Blackest Night Doomsday. So here are the problems with this legendary gear. If you've been following us, you know this is not our favorite gear, or favorite 4.5-star gear. First problem is there's only one ability that isn't for Batman. That's a pretty stinky gear. It's a health boost, 25%, and there's lots of other gears that give more. If you look at even just all the other legendary 4.5-star gears, right, you get 40% from Brandished Ninjato, 40% from Batman's helmet, which is also Batman gear, but is actually more useful for other characters. You get 40% from the Fourth World chestplate. So, need I say more? All the other effects that are Batman specific are tied to super move, which I'm thinking that for most fights doesn't come up that often. If you're trying to do the super, it really should not come up more than once per fight. Basic attacks in Special 1 and Special 2, that would be multiple times throughout a fight. Super move is just not that often. And the effects aren't that great. Increasing super move damage by 20%, 25% splash damage, 5 seconds invulnerability, which is shorter than Astro Harness. They're all inconsequential if it's only going to be happening once per fight. A really easy counter to this would be Enchantress, right? Because the effect of the skulls is you're disabling specials and supers. So originally when the game was first released, the super move was actually useful. There was some value in hoarding 3 bars of power instead of just doing a Special 1 or Special 2 because the supers were supposed to be unblockable. But then when multiplayer was introduced, all of a sudden, supers could be defended, right? I mean, they don't call it blockable, but you're defending it, you're reducing the damage. So a defended super was often less damage than an unblocked Special 2. Because if you get a Special 2 unblocked, you time it right, the amount of damage on a super, it doesn't matter what you do, it's partly reduced randomly. Special 2, because it can crit and a super can't, you're wasting that 3rd bar of power trying to wait for a super. Even if it's not defended at all, if it's 0% defended, you're still better off doing a Special 2 in terms of damage. 25% splash damage is interesting, but not as good as 15% splash with the Fourth World Godly Mace for a Special 2, or even 50% on a Special 1 with League of Assassins Knives. 5 seconds invulnerability after super isn't enough time to build up more than a bar of power. And like I said, Astro Harness's invulnerability lasts longer. And, Astro Harness, it doesn't cost you the time it takes to generate 3 bars of power to trigger it. If you could equip this gear without taking up a slot, it might be useful. But, opportunity cost again. Other gears are just so much better. It's hard to justify using the Batmobile over any other 4.5-star gear, even if you're Batman. I can think of off the top of my head a bunch of 2.5 and 3.5-star gears that would be more useful on a team. It's good if you want to have a complete collection, but it's not very useful in fights. In my mind, it's probably one of the worst 4.5-star gears. In the store, we've got Suicide Squad Joker Bundle. Clued in next week's challenge. It's $24.99. It was $25.99 the last time it was available during the last New 52 Wonder Woman challenge back in November of last year. Not worth it. Doesn't unlock in your store. None of the cards that you buy out of packs will unlock in your store. So Character Bundle, Darkseid War, $24.99 was, in Canadian dollars, of course, was $25.99 last time, November 2020. You get Apocalypse Darkseid, Rebirth Jessica Cruz, a couple pieces of gear. Again, not worth it. Blackest Night Celebration Pack is hanging around a little bit, and Aquaman Celebration Pack is in its 2nd week. So if it's going like it recently has, the Shazam Celebration Pack should come back next week. If you want a discussion about what's in the Aquaman pack, we talked about that last week. And Our Survivor is LexCorp Gears until the 22nd of September. Phantom Zone is finished. Fight 62 is still broken. And last weekend's breakthrough for gold characters was, as expected, Bane, Killer Frost, and Ares. So the coming weekend is probably Sinestro, Green Arrow, and Scorpion. Link in the description to a thread in the Injustice subreddit from Devlin16, one of the mods there that goes over the complete breakthrough cycle. And it's been good ever since they finalized it and added every single character that needed to be included. And that's it. Moving on, current glitches. Remember that every working glitch is explained in a tutorial video as part of the playlist that you can reach by clicking the eye in the top right corner of this video. We're Android only. We can only confirm these glitches for Android and specifically Android 9. So we have some more information we'll get into a little bit later about iOS and more recent versions of Android, but those aren't things that we can test ourselves. And we like to start with the glitches that don't work, mainly because these are glitches that have worked in the past but no longer do, and just things that people ask for a lot, specifically a glitch for power credits. So we talk about a previously working glitch for power credits in more detail, Season 6, Episode 9, and not so much how to do it, but why we don't recommend it, we don't endorse it, because it's dangerous to simultaneously log into one account from 2 devices. Big risk of having your account suspended, so not for us. The glitch that used to work for getting past multiplayer season rewards repeatedly, not working. To get the early multiplayer season rewards, at least the sort of the premium one, that's not working. There's no glitch to let you get through Phantom Zone quickly, although if you watch our recent video from Tuesday, less than 9 minutes is pretty good for one elite crystal. And the glitch that used to let you get the free energy without having to watch a video, that's not working either. So the working glitches, probably the most important glitch as far as generating credits, the challenge reset glitch, still working, confirmed on the current New 52 Wonder Woman challenge. Just remember, it's the same glitch as the Phantom Zone. You're not going to be worried now because you're only going to be resetting the challenge and you won't have Phantom Zone progress to lose. But just remember that when the Phantom Zone comes around in a couple weeks, don't inadvertently waste the time that you spend getting towards a crystal by resetting it too early accidentally. Couple things to mention about this. Android 10 and higher, apparently you need to re-download more than a gig of data. We've got a comment cut and pasted into the description from Tim and Kakde about how you can just move around some files. So instead of having to re-download it, you just have to move it out of the folder and then move it back in the folder. And we've also got a comment from viewer Jonathan Yang on how to reset the challenge on an iOS device. The breakthrough glitch let you play repeatedly, still working. The airplane mode / refund glitch is still working. It's good for packs with random drops and last laugh tickets. It's basically just, if you don't like what you got, reset it so you give back what you got, but then you also get your credits or whatever you're spending back. Time shifting still works in Android for unlimited survivor play and energy recharges. Just remember, you have to put your clock back to normal before you finish. If you don't, what you're going to do is mess up when other events happen. Like the challenge may not come when it's supposed to, and the Phantom Zone may not start when it's supposed to. And that's it for working glitches and not working glitches. And then there's one that's sort of neither one of those, and that's the promotion glitch. We've left it in our current glitches list because it has yet to fail us once when the conditions were right, mainly because the conditions just haven't been right for a few years. So you haven't been able to use it for a few years, but it just hasn't failed us. And we'll remove it. We're pedants. We're nitpickers. And so that means it's still current. It just happens to not be usable because the circumstances aren't right. And that's it. So this is the part where we like to thank our patrons on Patreon for supporting us. And that would be Victor Gomez, Consul Peasant, and Edwoon at the top tier, Last Word, Sinemac, and Mohammed Albshaiti at the Your Message Here tier, Shawn, Farrell, Daniel Simonson, Aaron Maule, Michael DeVries, Brandon C., Irvin Ruiz, and Eddydoo at the credited level, and Chris Wolff, Scarlet, Dani, Awesomegamer 2for1, Pavu RS, Gavin, Mallott, and Isfar E at the gratitude level. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Komoda.